Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. In today's video, I'm going to discuss what I prep for when it comes to entertainment. So, over here, I've got my bookcases. I have one bookcase in here. I got another bookcase in another room. And top shelf is mostly, military and primary sources. Next shelf, I've got all of astronomy, capitals of Texas, No Easy Day. On the next shelf, I've got a bunch of, Disney books. And I've got, Swiss Family Robinson, World War Z. Bottom shelf is, more, what I'd say, young adult reading. Harry Potter, Aragon, books like that. And I show you that because boredom is going to be a major cause of issues during a SHTF situation. And I'm not quite at the point of, having solar to be able to charge and power a TV and a DVD player and things like that. I have quite a few DVDs. I have quite a few VHS tapes, but the solar for that capability is not there yet. So once it gets there, I can add that to my entertainment. I know I've showed y'all all the different board games that I have, and as people, we have come up with many ways to entertain ourselves. So having sports equipment, and then just having an open mind as well. There's dozens of different card games that you can create from a deck of 52 cards. You just need to figure out what works best for you. And you don't have to go out and break the bank on this. Nearly all of the books that I have in there were purchased at thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, garage sales. A handful of them are college textbooks that I needed to purchase. I think there's 2 signed books in there. But every book on that bookshelf probably cost me $50. And I'd say there's nearly 200 books on that bookshelf, so you can do the math on that. I know my local thrift store does books for a dime, because it's a donations-based thrift store through a church. The board games, most of them I've gotten as, presents for birthday and Christmas. A lot of the movies have been the same way. For instance, I'm looking at a shelf full of Blu-ray cases. But there was a time with Blu-ray, and I'm pretty sure they still do it now, where they gave you a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a digital code. And I wanted, one of the physical options. So some of them are Blu-ray, some of them are DVD. Having a PlayStation, I had the Blu-ray player in it, so I didn't have to purchase a Blu-ray player. My cousin, for the most part, got the digital stuff, and so there's that option. And then I've, kind of got that nostalgia of the VHS. Growing up, I've gone through all of them. I went through VHS, I went through DVD, and I went through Blu-ray, and now almost everything is streaming. So the last option that I can give you is, even with, these smartphones that I'm recording the video on, the storage that these things have now are massive. And you can download a lot of different things onto that device. One of my friends, he's a tech person on a sub. They go down with their computer and a solid state drive that's 2 or 3 terabytes for 90 days at a time. And they're literally downloading, 30 or 40 different movies, books, different YouTube videos, audiobooks as well, games that they can play that are single player to keep them entertained, when they're down there in that tube. So all of the different versions have their merit. The idea of physical books, there's no electricity needed. You can read during the day, and if you have the ability to have a light source at night, then you've got books. They can be entertaining, they can be educational. On the movies, if you have the ability to, play that, you've got the, electrical capability to do that, awesome. The first example that I found from that is actually from The Walking Dead. Every Friday night they would play a movie. They had a gas generator, and that's what they determined they could use some of that fuel on, was to run the generator enough to provide some level of entertainment. On the games, that can get multiple people involved. It can de-stress your prepping group. It can build a little bit of friendly competition. And then, the sporting equipment. You'd be surprised at how entertained two people can be, with a frisbee, a soccer ball, a football, a baseball bat, and a glove. All of these different things will keep yourself or people in your group, for one, sane, and two, the way my mother always described it, is people that are busy are staying out of trouble because they're not looking for something to do that could possibly get them in trouble. In a grid down situation, if you've got to be, locked down in the woods in your bug out location, or kind of incognito in your home, then having a book to read to keep your mind at ease, to keep you from, trying to sneak out and, see the world or do something, that could be the difference of, a good day or a bad day. And so I think every prepper, aside from the firearms and the food and the water, that's what we consider the main things. Part of your budget should also be, having something to entertain your MAG or your mutual assistance group. You can start small. A deck of cards costs 99 cents at Walmart. You can hit up garage sales and buy books that were $10, $20, $30, for pennies on the dollar. You can get hand-me-downs. People are downsizing their home and they're talking about getting rid of these things. Then, ask them if it's okay to grab them. I've got a complete set of U.S. history books from colonial era up to 1978, I think, that these people were moving. They put them in a cardboard box next to the side of the road, and that complete set is probably a few $100. I think it's like 60 books that are all a few hundred pages apiece. So, something to think about. The last level of entertainment that I would add that is probably more harm than good is, having alcohol, having tobacco, having, other things that people consider a good time. They do have their merits in other applications within prepping. Everything you store is a barter item. Everything you have in your home can be a barter item. If someone's, shirt is smelly and falling apart, then a t-shirt you have could be worth the world to them. Some items are more desirable than others, and the last thing I talked about would probably fall onto that list. So, is there anything else you would add to my list? Would you expand the entertainment idea? If so, let me know in the comment section down below. You could also let me know if this is something you've thought about. I've done a similar-ish video to this before. I'm just expanding on the idea in this one. So, if this is a new thought for you, and it's something you're going to start adding to your preps, let me know. It makes me feel good when I can help some of the newer preppers out, or even help people out that have been prepping in the past. We're constantly learning, we're constantly figuring out what works best, what works good, what doesn't work very good at all. And so, give me your ideas, ask me questions, and, with 164 subscribers, your questions will probably turn into a video right now. So, the last thing I'll say is, if you found this video informative or entertaining, then leave a like. If you have a friend or family member that would benefit from the channel, then send them a link to it. That's supposed to be the third thing that I say. Typically, the second thing I say is, if you like what I'm doing with the channel, then please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out. We've hit the hour requirements to become monetized. Now let's just hit the subscriber count. Once we are monetized, or we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, I'll come up with something to do as, a giveaway that falls within prepping. So 90% of you watching my videos are not subscribed. 5% of you watching the videos are subscribed. I don't know where that other 5% goes. But with that, I'll catch you in the next one.